Hello, happy Monday, because it is Monday. Well, it's been a right old busy weekend and Monday. My apologies. No, I did not get the daily doggy out. I actually settled down to try and write it about 11 o'clock last night and gave up. And then this morning it just was go, and then another little bit of go that I wasn't quite expecting either. So, and then I forgot, and I'm ashamed to say I totally forgot and went about my merry way. So I apologise. Well, must try harder, but it's been pretty chaotic. There's no mail today. Well, there is a piece of mail, but it's from Erin, and I think it's for CARLENE, so I'm not going to open that. I'll just keep that to one side until she comes home. So I'll give you a rundown of what's been going on, and then you can ask questions, because I'm going to need questions. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here with inane chatter, and we all know how that goes. So the weekend was busy. There was people here to see animals. There was people working with animals. There was just so much going on, and that's how we like it. And it's spring is springing, and the animals are getting perkier, cheekier. There's a lot going on, and it's just really lovely. Everybody seems quite happy. We've got really nice herds on here. They're working out and balanced very, very well. Even the goats are behaving far better than they normally do. Don't ask what's going on with that. I keep calling Jamie Clemmy because I've got a real problem saying Jamie. I don't know what it is. It's like I've got a mental stop with it. So excuse me. Clemmy is Jamie, and that's the only way it's going to come out of my mouth accurately. Oh, dearie me. So lots of work still going on in the barn. The side has been finished. We're going to send pictures so you can have a look at them. One side is just waiting for the metal siding to come up from South Carolina. Janine is going to be transporting that up when it comes in. She's waiting for it to come into stock. We have roofing coming up for Tanners and for the chicken area, which is super. So that will all be coming up in the trailer behind Janine's car that she's bringing back with her, because we don't have enough cars on here to cause a traffic jam. Thank you very much. So that's what's happening with Janine. She's very busy down there. She's been removing countless tree stumps. She's just getting in the experience so she can come up and do it here. I think it's very heavy work. She's hired an excavator machine and is just getting on with it. What they would ordinarily do with all the brush that's removed is burn it, but as we know, there's obviously these wildfires in South Carolina, so that's not looking very probable at the moment, quite sensibly, obviously. So she's just storming on down there and keeping in touch with what's going on up here, and it's actually, and I know everybody thinks it's very disjointed, but it actually works very well. We just have this team, and this team just keeps bouncing along. And I mean bouncing, because we do bounce, because we bounce from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. So this morning's excitement really has been CARLENE. Nothing to be overly worried about, but just for the sake of discussion, so that we all know what's happening, her Dilantin levels, which are for her epilepsy, are double what they should be. They've only just discovered this because, as we know, she's been exceptionally dizzy and very confused, and really not. The worry is when you speak to the staff, I don't think they realise what CARLENE's regular way of behaving quite is, because they've always seen her when she's been unwell. So on speaking with her, she went in on Friday, and I saw her on Saturday and Sunday. Judy's seen her, Janine's spoken with her, Gwen's been in to see her yesterday and today, and I think if you didn't know Carlene, you would think that was a level of that was what she was capable of, and it's not. She's confused. She knows that she's not right, and she's uncomfortable with the fact that her brain and her body's not working particularly well. It, I think, can be attributed to this, you know, an anti-seizure medication. It's a mess, an absolute mess. So whereas I think everybody was waiting for the antibiotic to kick in for the UTI, I think they've maybe taken their eye off the ball with the Dilantin. And the Dilantin, because she'd lost weight, she'd lost 25 pounds when she came home. And the Dilantin level has stayed the same. So there's a suspicion that she's maybe just been taking far too much Dilantin for what is now her body mass. So that's been changed, and what they're going to do is just let it work its way out and monitor the levels and work them out. But it has left Carlene feeling distressed, which is horrible to witness for, you know, her family and for Judy and myself and Nick. It's not, she's probably in the best place possible because they're not letting her move. They won't give her it's not they won't give her a wheelchair. It's not safe for her to have too many transfers going on. They do have her sitting up at a table in a chair, and she transfers from the bed, but the dizziness has been absolutely atrocious. So all care has been taken to make sure that she isn't making unnecessary trips and that there's nothing untoward that she can do to herself while there's not somebody in the room with her. So she's in the best place possible. She's getting the best care, and she's telling us all about it. It's very sad because it's affected her ability, her hand's shaking at the moment. It's affected her ability to call. She's worried about lack of communication. She needs a lot of reassurance because, you know, this is not how Carlene's brain works. For all her body has, you know, over the years been in decline, her brain is exceptionally on the ball and sharp and fully functioning. So she does know that there's something wrong, but I think it will all come back good, and then she'll be back up to nonsense, which is, I don't know why we're worried about her when she's like this. It's when she's up to nonsense we've really got a problem. But I think she'll come back good, and I think also she was very upset because she's not moving as well as she should be or was previously prior to going in to hospital and in the nursing home. I think that really is, you know, everybody keeps reassuring her that's not the way you're going to be because she hasn't done enough physical therapy. She needs to get moving. She's got muscle wastage. She just needs to get up and at it. And I think that once she gets home proper and they've sorted out all her blood levels and balances, I think she'll be able to get on with this far better than she has previously. So she'll be up and at it and causing all sorts of trouble. And nobody send her a horn for her mobility scooter because I don't think any of us could cope with that. Thank you very much. So that was the excitement this morning. And the other problem is she also watches the cameras, but she seems to have got onto a loop where she doesn't have live cameras. And so she keeps sending me messages about animals and things that are happening. And I look at the camera and I say, no, I don't think so. So I say, yes, I'll deal with that. I will deal with that right now, because instead of explaining to her that the cameras are not currently live, she just gets upset. So we just try and remedy it and keep her as happy as possible. But we'll all get there. And it's, you know, this isn't permanent. It's just a phase. But it's good to know it's a phase because there was a high degree of worry as to what was going on. So she has everybody on speed dial, and in fact she's now worked out how to use the phone at the side of the bed. So strange numbers come through, and it's Carlene. So she's got Gwen as she goes in and she does morning coffee early in the morning, and then she has dinner with her at night time, which is lovely. Janine's on speed dial. She's got Judy on speed dial and myself on speed dial. Judy went down this morning with Sizzle just to make sure that she was A-OK. Heather is going to be going down for the next 4 days, and she will rotate the dogs through. So she will go down in the middle of the day and she'll take a different dog each day. So that's absolutely fantastic, and that will keep her spirits high, and she'll be going in the right direction within no time at all. So that was our excitement for this morning, and then I kept coming back and forward to the barn because she kept telling me she saw things in the barn, and I'm like, okay, better just go check. So so that was super fun, and it's just, you know, it's where we're at, but we're going to get there. So that's it. So that's good. So what else has been going on? It's definitely springtime. All the animals are up to nonsense, and it's really lovely to see. They're all chasing each other, and then they're having to rest in the sunshine, which is lovely. And then they get back up and at it. And they've got, because Bao has put up all of the fencing at the back, they're all round the back. They're down Tanner's, they're down towards the back driveway. They're just spreading out and around. So it's nice to see them, and with surer footing as well, because it's been so icy. So that's nice. So it's all beginning to come together, and now we can see all the bits that we're going to have to sort out, all the construction work that's coming up, and oh, good grief. It's I'm looking forward to getting the feed room finally sorted out and the water back on in there. So that will be good, and that will just give us a bit of space in there where we can, you know, start washing the buckets in the sink. We can start moving forward with that, and so that's something exciting. Well, it's exciting to me, and I know nobody else gets excited about a sink with running water, but yes, I do. It's lovely to have that extra hour in the evening, actually, although it's painful losing the hour, but it's really lovely to have it, because the arena's light, you can see what you're doing in the barn at the back, and it's just, it gives you that extra time to be out doing things, and so that's very much appreciated, actually. And Carlene's dogs are all doing well. Sizzle, I've had Sizzle out over the weekend. She's been on Meredith with me. She's been, I just take her out in the car if I go out in the car. So we've been going places on trips, and Judy takes her out as well. The other pair are out on the hill, and they are just running around and having an absolute hoolie. It's hysterical. He behaves like he's the same age as Penny, Mr. Larky. So they're active all day, backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and they're just like little fast moving dots. So they're having a great time. And what else can I tell you? What else do you need to know, or would you like to know? It's just really, it's really just coming together. Lots of work, as it always is, and lots of things that are becoming apparent that we maybe need to sort out. Yeah, getting there. I'm going to check the questions now. No. Here we go. Wanda is having a super time. She loves South Carolina. You'll be glad to hear. She's keeping Janine in line. Nothing more to report on that. So they're all fine. The ice, I just took a video of the pond, which I'll post later. The ice is still here. So I'm still going round with my cleats on, because you hit a patch of ice and then that's it, it's all over. It's just because it was so thick, but of course it's that beautifully smooth ice, you know, the really lethal stuff. Fantastic. So it's getting there. It just needs, we had a few, it was a bit colder over the weekend, so it didn't really get the boost to leave, but it was very hot today. It's going to be nearly 60, I think, tomorrow. So that will give it another good boost to melting, and then it should be away. It'll definitely be away by the time Carlene comes home, which is really good news, actually. The calf actually has been eating cow snacks, believe it or not. Michelle bought some, so she gives her a few wee cow snacks. Last night, they were so badly behaved in that stall. That goat wanted everybody's dinner, and oh my goodness. I always say goats don't bend in the middle. He's a very tall goat. He is, and he just doesn't bend in the middle. So when you're trying to get him out of the way, he doesn't bend. He doesn't move. He just stands stock still, and he's really strong. So you're trying to get him away. I had a bowl of, I had him with some alfalfa and some goat minerals and some goat balancer, and I had it in a lovely bowl for him. And could I get him to eat it? No, he wanted everybody else's dinner. He was such a pain in the ass. So I'm going to take Miss Clemmy out and feed her by herself, because quite frankly, nobody needs that level of indigestion when you're trying to eat. Honestly, and it's the goat. And if it's not the goat, it's Elvis. And if it's not Elvis, it's blinking Woody. She just doesn't have any peace and quiet to eat, and they're all determined to eat her food. So, poor soul. But she's lovely. She just skips down the hallway and into the feed room. And so that's what we've got going here. I've actually, last night I was so sick of the goat eating everything. I put him in the arena. So that's where he's going to go. I think he's far better off down there. Then I just have to herd Woody and Elvis. Yep, I think things will improve quite quickly for Carlene. I think one of the nice things is, and I know there's nothing pleasant in this, but I think one of the reassuring things is that it's actually a chemical imbalance in her body, and because if she'd gone for that level of decline that quickly, that would have been a source of concern. But when it's the medication that's off, you feel that there's at least something that they can do for that will remedy it. So in very many ways, that's music to our ears, really. Yep, definitely over-medicated. Harley's just fine. Harley's so funny. She loves Gertie, the big donkey. So Gertie was, I've got a lovely picture of Gertie lying in the paddock, and Harley's standing over her keeping guard. She's just such a lovely donkey, and I can tell you, she's not pining for Angus whatsoever. And Angus got over missing Harley very quickly as well. I think that was probably just the right length of time for both of them. And in fact, she started getting a bit crabby with Angus, because every time he came to nurse, she tried to kick him off. And then Angus doesn't get the message, really. He's like a milk-seeking missile, him. So there was no stopping him. So that's the best place for her at the moment. And she loves being in Meredith. And she just settles back into... She's in the ice house paddock and the ice house barn, and she just settles back in there, and that's her quite happy. So good all round. And Angus is... I think he's beginning to learn manners. I think I've probably said before that now that he's no longer nursing, that he won't be quite so mouthy, and he is a bit less bitey, which is lovely and very much appreciated, because quite frankly, when he's nibbly, he is nibbly. So he's improving. Yeah, those nails were in the corner. That's from the contractor, so that's all a-okay, and she wasn't near them because I was with her the whole time. And I really wouldn't leave her in an area unless she was supervised, because they can get into all sorts of nonsense, even if it's silly things like, you know, just getting their foot trapped on something. And I sure as heck wouldn't be leaving them in a feed room, because there's far too much nonsense they can get into there. Oh, here's Mr. Trouble coming. Yeah, Wallace should be training the horses today, but I'm actually not 100% sure. Oh, do not let her in. She's eating everything. You need to grab a stool, darling.
How do you close it and pull the milk churn over at the same time?
I don't. I've just got skills, Nick. Take your glasses off.
I want it to be cool. Hey guys.
He's wearing my women's sunglasses, but hey, let's not worry about it. Well, it's interesting.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Thanks for that. I could put cayenne pepper on Clark's mane, but you normally find that when they're nibbling on each other, there's a dynamic that's off. And Clark's gone through a bit of a stage of being a real pest. And thank you. And he's probably getting a bit of payback from Arthur, because he's very food aggressive, and they really just need to work this dynamic out. They're actually a nice herd. It's quite a balanced herd, and Arthur wouldn't do anything really awful. Donkeys just communicate in quite a rough fashion, and in fact, if you've ever seen them playing, they're terrible when they play, and it looks quite violent. But Clark is probably having behaviour modification from Arthur, and Arthur will be doing what he thinks he needs.
I saw them playing, and it does look a bit rough, but they look like they're having quite a good time.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the other problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were playing with one of the chickens last night as well, like having tug of chicken.
Yeah.
On both ends.
Oh, so. And Wallace has just sent a text. He's not coming. So I could put cayenne pepper on it, or I could leave them to sort it out themselves, and they will sort it out themselves. You know, obviously, if there was any damage to Clark, which there's not, we would be having a look at it. And I moved the donkey, Rocco, from the icehouse field to the sheep barn field on Saturday, I think it was, because he's got little red marks on him. So somebody's obviously taken offence to him and has been putting him in his place. So he's now been moved in with all the boys, and he's fine now. So, you know, Clark's not showing any signs of that kind of interaction yet. Still time though. I'm glad the weather's improved as well. Oh, so there you go. I think I answered that question about Harley and Angus. They seem to just be getting on with their lives and not looking back. So that's nice to see, actually. Reassuring. So I don't know if what you mean by that about someone antagonising the barn animals, but there's actually a family that live on the other side of the fence, and And I know this sounds a bit silly, but I've actually only just noticed it since the dogs have gone, and the children are quite noisy, as children are wont to be when they're outside enjoying the weather and playing. So so there's actually quite a lot of noise, and I noticed it coming down the hill because there's nobody here. Clevel and his team have gone home, Bow's gone home, and it's only really Nick, myself, our children, and Michelle who are here. And I thought, I can hear all these voices, and it's quite high and excited, isn't it? And I thought, oh my gosh, I wonder what's going on down there. And then I realised it's this family out enjoying their gardens. So so that's maybe what's getting everybody excited. They probably just want to join in. But we can't let Arthur join in, because you know what he would do. Yeah, they do. They play. They're beginning to play with things a bit better, which is really nice. Yeah. Oh, that was Rocco. So he's actually enjoying that paddock with all the boys, which is quite funny. So yes, Carlene's UTI has actually cleared. We're just now into an imbalance. No, I don't think Elvis is acting out because he misses Maybelline, because he did not have a backwards glance at Maybelline, and she didn't have a backwards glance at him. But I think Elvis is, I think now we've got such a young calf, I think you realise just how pushy Elvis actually can be. Now you've got to remember, he was bottle fed. He's always been adored, and everybody has spent a lot of time with him, consoling him, petting him, etc., etc. He used to get a tremendous number of treats, and Elvis is, you know,
spoiled.
Yes,
I think that's the word you're looking for.
it was. I was just being polite, but thanks for that, for your input from the back. So yeah, so he's actually quite spoiled, and what he does not ordinarily get is she gets a mixed textured feed in with her feed. He does not get sweet feed in any way, shape or form, and she does. So he knows that she's getting it, so he's like, right, clear the decks. I'm all over this. He's a monkey, and he's kind of.
I feel like he is. He's quite protective of her, though.
He is very protective of her until it comes to dinner.
When I'm in the barn looking out, and sometimes when I get too close to her, he's a bit kind of like gives me a look, or tries to stand in the way, and things like that. So he is. He seems pretty protective of her.
He is.
But that he draws the line at protecting her food.
Yeah, but all bets are off when dinner's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. At which
100%.
point it's each Zebu for themselves and Woody. So yeah.
Like that in our house as well.
Nice.
Ours will fight over plastic cups of.
Yeah,
yogurt.
I thought you were meaning people. You're meaning the dogs.
No, the dogs. They like to. Like, I have a yogurt in the morning.
Two.
I have 2 yogurts in the morning, and I finish my yogurt, and their favourite thing is licking the yogurt cup, and they will fight over the yogurt cup. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that has so little yogurt left in it, but it's like one of the most important things of the day.
And it's a routine, because I will tell you now, Nicholas eats his yogurt in bed. So they all pile into the bedroom, and they all sit in the bed waiting for the opportunity. Now we've got 7 dogs and only 2 yogurt cups. It's a problem. And I'll tell you as well, he doesn't rotate the yogurt cups fairly round the dogs either. Because
I do.
No, you always give one to Noodles.
Oh.
Yeah. See? Favourites. Yes, I'm hoping Angus will improve and be able to go back to the nursing home jobs, because he's actually very good at it and he enjoys it, and he doesn't think anything's odd about it at all. He goes in there and he struts his stuff and he's super social, and then he gets back in his trailer and he goes home. and there's the opportunity for treats, which is never a bad thing. So I really hope he will come good. It's just this nibbling that he started, but he's a nice little donkey. He's very social. So yeah, I hope he does. Hey Betty. Yeah, Carlene will have them checking her dilantin level frequently. Michelle's doing really well. She's super to have around. So it's nice having another part of the team. And I hope she's enjoying it. I don't know if Harley and Angus will remember each other, because I remember when Flossie came, and that was Harley's previous foal, and Harley was not particularly enthused to see her, and Flossie wasn't really bothered about seeing Harley. So it's maybe just, part of in the animal world. They move on and they've got other things going on in life that mean they're not really that interested. What do we do for our own dog's activity? Well, we get up, and as soon as we're up, everybody's up. They are outside. They're up and down that hill like nobody's business. We spend our time. Well, it was lovely because the weather's been so great. I've been outside in the back garden with them this afternoon, and they just run around and they wrestle. They have an absolutely fantastic time.
And I took Arlo lumber shopping today.
He took Arlo lumber shopping. I had Ella down in the barn with me, which is easy when there's nobody else on the farm, because I knew Carlene's dogs were in here and Sizzle was in the White House, so there's no chance that the dogs will. She's taken the lid off that, hasn't she? She's a monkey. So that's a really super thing to be able to do. Now Nick's jammed us in here. So our dogs get out and about. I sometimes take them to Meredith as well. So that's fantastic and super fun.
But yeah, I think just play with each other all day, chasing around that A field.
They do.
Yeah. It's
constant. And then they come in and they go to sleep and then they do it all over again. Thank you, Bella. Our dogs are all fine, and Carlene's dogs are doing well too.
Okay.
Now, speaking of spoiled, Nick, here, look, Noodles. Totally spoiled. Totally spoiled. Yeah, but he totally resembles that. Totally spoiled. Yeah, Kate says Noodles deserves the yogurt cup. Yeah, Kate, that's not helpful.
I agree with you, Kate.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to say no to him. He just looks at you like Puss in Boots.
I know, with his big eyes. Oh, he is. He's very sweet. And he's very tiny compared to the rest of them. So, Gwen's here until Friday, I think. And there are visits this week, but Judy's going to just go with the dogs. Yes, our house has been repaired since the tree fell on it. It's got a completely and utterly new roof. And Arlo did make a new friend at the hardware store. Yeah, he is actually adorable, Noodles, although he does yap. And yes, you come right back down here with ZT. That would be lovely, Bella. Okay, that's us for Monday. Tomorrow will be Tuesday, and we'll be right back at it. I might even remember to do a daily doggy if you're really, really, really lucky.
They're not freshly painted. They're
just... they've been cleaned though.
Yeah, we actually have to probably do a bit of
repair. Yeah.
On the other side, it's okay on this side.
Yeah, where the mastic came off.
Also, the colour's just a bit
depressing.
I don't know. It's sort of energy sapping.
It's a bit.
Be nice if it was just white or something.
Yeah, clean and clinical. Right, so we'll see you all tomorrow. So have a wonderful evening. Night, night.